Good morning, free folk. It is Thursday, November 18th at about 6:40. 6:40. And we're going to take a quick look at the morning market and see what we have going on. So today, as far as news goes, we got jobless claims this morning, and then we have a bunch of Feds talking all day. So we'll just keep an eye on it. Somebody could say something to move the market, but who knows? I think the technicals are going to be the dominant force in the market today. And next week, we have a shortened week. Thursday, there is no trading in the markets. And Friday, it's a shortened day, I think, in the equity markets. And bonds are closed. So next week's going to be a light volume day. Probably float the market up next week, to be honest with you. But some interesting things. Let's take a look at the futures. And good, we got the daily up first. That's what we needed. Okay, so what's got me a little concerned here is this divergence in the daily, and this is going to have to really push up and break through the highs to kind of counteract that divergence right there. And so this is on the futures, and I'm pretty certain that the S&P will look the same. But on the weeklies, on the futures, we have that bear flag that triggered. So, and that seems to be doing its job. It's got to pull up a little more aggressively. But and the longer time frame chart kind of outweighs the shorter time frame chart. So we may get a little bit of a pullback that may happen into next week, and then the markets float up towards the end of the week. I don't think anything aggressive because we have a lot of bearish indications, and the bearish trend is still on track. This is very aggressive right here. We wouldn't mind a little consolidation and grind up. Something like this looks kind of healthy, and to be consistent, we could go with that. But this is very aggressive after the pandemic. The markets have moved up considerably. So we're going to keep our eye on that, and remember, we're going to just keep our eye on that divergence, and that divergence will trigger breaking this low. And the idea that my 20 day moving average is consistent with that low kind of makes it an attractive target and a strong support right there. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we tested that, bounced off, and then continued our march up to complete that flag. So let's just take a quick look and see what it looks like on the S&P, because the futures is 24-hour trading, barring that hour that it closes down for settlement. So the S&P will look a little bit different, but you could still see that divergence on the daily. And we broke this trend line right here, and then came back and tested it. So that could be a last kiss on it. This horizontal line is decent support, but I think we can go with, I like that low right there to there. Yeah, that's done too. This is the 120. Could we say that I don't like that either. I mean, this kind of feels like I'm forcing it. I'm going to take this line out, see what else it gives me. I mean, really, I'll just probably hold this low as my support, but that's pretty low. That's kind of far away. 630. No, you know what? I like that. I like that. That's not a bad low. So we'll watch that trend line right here, see if it breaks it. See what it gives us. More importantly is that divergence on the daily that we have to keep our eye on. We want to see it break that high. If it breaks this low, again, that's the 630. Yeah, it's a good target right there. If it breaks that low, it's going to continue its march down. Take a look at the 10-year to see what these guys are doing. 10-year's pulling back a little bit. I think we're going to get a little bounce in bond prices. And the 10-year also has, the interest rate has an incredible divergence there. So I think we're going to have a little pullback into the close of the week in bond prices, which means interest rates will rise a little bit. And then it may start its march back up. But we don't want to see interest rates drop too much. We want to see money coming out of the bond market into the stock market to support this move up. The VIX is something else we're watching, which with the move up, the VIX is kind of staying in this consolidation pattern, and we like that. We want to see it down around here and maybe favor the downside. This, you got a little trend going on over here, a little uptrend, but it looks like it's weakening right here. So we're just going to keep an eye. If we start seeing this VIX rise and interest rates drop, then we know that this move up has run its race. Taking a quick look at Apple. Apple took a beating after 10 cent put out its warnings back in August. And look at that. Broke our trend line. That's cool. Let's get rid of that. It's on its march up. I don't see any entry, but hey, let it go. It seems positive. Momentum looks like it put in a higher low, and it's moving up. A little raggedy. See if it started trend. I guess your next target would be these highs right here of about 57.26, and we'll just let that go, see what it does. Let's just look at some of the big boys. Here's Facebook. Oh, what did I do? I lost my chart. Facebook looks like it's trending out. It looks like oh no, that looks pretty good. I mean, you could put trend line in there, stay bullish until it breaks it. It's a little steep, makes me unhappy, but it's in an uptrend, closed the gap, up again today. I mean, you obviously have a lot of congestion until you break that high. No interesting entries there on the daily for a swing trade. Oh, this looks interesting. You got a nice double top right there. Momentum's fading out a little bit. You got this pivot low right here that if it breaks that, and this looks exactly like the S&P. So you're going to want to see a break of the high. It's in consolidation, obviously. You can see higher, low, lower, high. It's fading down. So I would look for a break of either the high or this pivot low right here, and that's where my entry would be. Just seems like it's floating into a consolidation. Seems like all the markets are getting very low. Microsoft. That looks like just like the S&P. Netflix, another big daddy. Oh, Netflix looks interesting. It looks like it's putting in a topping tail right there. Momentum is faded off. So I would probably look for a short breaking this low and then just hold my 20-day, and then I believe that's my 50 right there. On Netflix, NVIDIA. What a good product, man. I like the graphics on the computers. There's nothing there that excites me. It's got to do a little something more. I mean, it's testing the slow. It's putting in a good support right there, and it's up today. I'd watch it break in the high and look for it to make new highs. That's about it. This is a good support right here. If it turns around, comes back down, you could probably play that support. Get a target around 265.84. And the Tesla. What's it doing today? Up 12. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'd be a little apprehensive until it fills that gap right there. And it looks like it's getting ready to fill that gap. That's what I'd be looking for as far as investing goes. As far as trading, if it broke today's low, I'd definitely take it. It's up 12. So it's going to be open up as an inside bar. I don't know if I'd take the break up, but I might take that break to the downside. So that's my spiel for the morning, and that's it. So join me later on at 9:30. I'm going to try to stream and see what's going on. Hit the subscribe and hit the bell because this is off-grid trading, and I am off-grid. I'm talking to you from the back of the sailboat. So if I can get good access and get myself hooked up, then I will stream, and that if you hit the bell, you'll get notification of that. Hit the like because it goes a long way, helps the algorithms, does a lot for the channel. So if you want, stop by the chat room, chat with me. If there's some securities you want me to look at, just let me know. Leave it in the comments or let me know in the chat during the stream, and I'll throw those onto my repertoire and talk about them a little bit. So remember, everybody, if you're feeling nervous when you're trading, you're probably trading a little too much money. You should be calm and cool. I like to meditate before the market open. I believe that when you trade, you should be at peace. And good luck trading.